What in God's name is that? Oh my goodness. Alright, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Pedal Down 4x4. And we're still working on Tacoma. This is video 3 or 4, I'm not sure which one it is. However, there has been some work getting done on the Tacoma since the last time you guys have seen it. I've been working mostly at night, so couldn't do a lot of filming. However, we got the frame plate mounted here. That's all welded. We also have the steering box right now, right there. So that's mounted. We got our steering shaft in. We're gonna do a little bit of clearancing here and all in here. So that's all mounted now. And then I've also mounted the bumper support plate, or I'm not even sure what it's called, but this is mounted. So that's all welded up and whatnot. Same with this other side. Grinded it clean, welded the whole thing. Welding took about maybe 3 to 4 hours as I was welding little sections by sections on each side. So I'd weld like an 1.5 2 inch section on this side, then weld this side, let it cool down, weld that side. So it was quite a bit of time it took, and I didn't really find the need to film that kind of stuff. But today we got something really cool, and I get to show you guys the rear axle, or not rear axle, I'm sorry, the front axle. So if we take off this little cover, look at that. So that is the rock defense, no, not rock defense, this is the rock assault. So super beefy. We have our rock assault front axle. It's brand spanking new, and I threw the diff in just because I needed to see the pinion angle. So right now as it sits, it is sitting at 5 degrees, which is what Trail Gear wants. Now we're gonna go ahead and mount our panhard bar mount, which this is gonna go right over here, and then these guys are gonna mount one over here, one over here, and then this guy for our link mount is gonna mount somewhere up here. So I'm gonna go ahead and look at the instructions today. I just came back from hunting, so I am really tired, but we want to get all this stuff tacked up and just tack welded in. After I'm done tack welding everything in, I'm gonna pull the front diff back out just so it's a little bit easier to handle the entire front axle, and then try and get down to the truck, and then we can start making some link mounts. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Maybe I'll set up, or yeah, I guess I'll set you guys up because I need to show you guys this. I guess, I don't know. What do you want to see? Oh, also real quick, I just got this in from Rough Stuff. So I just got these coilover mounts from Rough Stuff. So let's get this guy open. So let's take a look. Ooh, fancy. Okay, so these are gonna be the new mounts for our coilovers, or not our coilovers, for our Oris. I think I'm gonna have to cut out some of this stuff. Let's take a look. Yeah, so we're definitely gonna have to do a little bit of panel massaging or just cutting out, but this is gonna mount like that. And yeah, so cool. I went ahead and grinded this guy down. Now if anybody's wondering how you're finding your angles, you just take one of these little angle finder things. You can buy them at Home Depot or wherever you live. I'm sure there's something, but that's basically set at around 5 degrees. There's some schmutz on here. Let's get that cleaned off. And then, yeah, so that's basically set right at around 5 degrees. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but I can see it, so that's what matters. It's about 5 to 6 degrees, give or take a little bit. So when I consulted these Trail Gear instructions, they said they want this panhard mount to mount about 2 1/8 of an inch, I believe. Act like I know what I'm doing. That's gonna sit just like that, real nice and dandy. However, this is gonna be mounted like this or something like of the sort. So they want this piece to be flat at 0 degrees. So we're gonna set our little angle finder here, and we're gonna go until we hit basically flat. And we can see that that's basically right there. Let's wait for it to end. Okay, so that is where we're gonna sit at right now. And now I'll set you guys up right here. We're just gonna measure this to 2 1/8 and 1/8. So from that point to, I can't really show it, but that's gonna be exactly where we want it. Now we're gonna turn this guy back till we hit 90 degrees, a little bit off. Remember, everything is a hammer. Everything is a hammer, everything is a chisel. So that's 2 1/8. That's sitting just at 90. So I'm gonna go ahead, mark this guy off, and we're gonna tack weld it. All right, we're at 90 degrees. Let's double check our measurement again because I moved it a couple times. And we're still sitting at 2 1/8. Let's get this tacked on real quick. Okay. Oh, so that's one tack. You can let this guy go. Let's make sure this guy didn't move. We are still sitting at 90 degrees, so that's good. We are still at 2 1/8. So let's get a couple more tacks on here. And then we'll get a couple more tacks on this side. Oh, there went that. All right, so we have the link or the panhard link mount tack welded on right here, right there, right there, and right there, right there, right there. So this is at 2 1/8, which is what Trail Gear wants. Right there. And then watch this thing move, and I'm gonna have to cut this thing off. If it moved, I'm gonna be irritated. And the final verdict says we are good. See that? Right there. We're good. Right there. So let's move on to the next step. Next step is going to be mounting the link mounts, which are going to be these guys. So you're going to have 2 lower links and 1 upper link. Whoa. 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 Oh, I almost died. 2 lower links and 1 upper link. So let me go read the instructions and see exactly where they want this stuff. I could just throw it on their truck and figure it out, but there's instructions, so why not read it, right? And I don't want to do math, so let's not do math. Let's just put you guys. Oh, Jesus. You guys are welcome. I saved you. What would you do without me? What would you do without me? Let me turn my welder on. This bracket, and they do say you have to modify it a little bit. I modified it a little too much for it to fit over the panhard mount. But we're gonna get our tape measure. Get about 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, which is right there. And then we want this guy to be flat. So we're gonna keep going down. And that is flat. So let's tack this guy into place. Alright, so that is tacked on that guy. You don't want to go full bore and weld everything all one time, because you might have to change some stuff, and it's a lot easier to cut off a tack than cut off an entire weld. So I'm gonna clean this other tack up because that's disgusting. It looks like absolute doo-doo. In fact, you know what? Because I'm not afraid of a little bit of criticism here. Where is my little pointer thing? What in God's name is that? Oh my goodness. That one's good. That one's good. What is that? So I'm gonna clean that tack weld up. That's a bit embarrassing, but I'm gonna show it anyway because who cares? Things don't always go smoothly, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead, clean this up a little bit, and then I need to put a new battery in this GoPro. It's about to die again, and we'll get on to mounting the driver's side link mount, which is right here. I also forgot I had these guys. This will just hold it in place, but I have it set, so let's get these tack welds on. And let's put you guys in a decent spot. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's get this tack welded on here. Forgot to put wire in the machine. Alright, so we're back. I put wire in the machine. Now let's weld it. Nothing like breathing in cancerous fumes. Okay. Alright, so we got this other link mount just tacked into place. We are good to go on that. I did have to cut it a little bit. I cut it too much. We can fill that gap, no worries. And let's move on to that upper mount. And once we get the upper mount on, we can pull the diff back out. I don't want to be welding with all of the stuff on, because that would be really crappy if I burn out a seal or something. So let's get that upper link mounted. All right, so change of plans. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pull the diff out, pull this guy off. Right, hold on, let me get my little finger thing. We're gonna pull this guy off already. The other link mount is gonna mount right in this area. So yeah, we're gonna pull this guy off already. Maybe I can set up a time lapse and show you guys how much of a pain in the ass this is. I don't know, we'll see. Oh wow, I take off my hat. That was a challenge. For some reason this diff is like super tight in this housing. But we got her off, so we're just gonna flip her back over. Oh, almost put her off the stand. Just like so. And let's get this guy, which is, there it is. This guy is going to be mounted like this or something like that. So I think it's centered. You're going to want to center it off of that one, off of this guy right here. So you're going to want to center the center of this guy. I believe it's on this stud, and bring it as far, so once this guy touches here, then that's where you want to tack weld it in. But okay, so I went over the instructions, and this is exactly where they want you to mount this guy. Right there. It's going to be over this center diff stud, and it's going to line up right there with the line. My only thing with this that I'm not, what's with the sun? The only thing I'm not like super stoked on is how big this gap is, but I do understand that this kit is, ow, sorry, I almost ate it. How big this gap is right here. That's like a good finger. I can stick my finger in there. Well, this little finger, that finger can go in there. So But we'll tack it up, tack here, tack here, tack there on the other side. And then there's a gusset plate that comes down here. And I'm not sure if there's another one that goes on the other side, but we'll find out. So until then, we're gonna weld it right there, and there, and there, and there. So yeah, let's weld it. Oh my god. Okay, so we got this guy tacked up. These are the gussets. You can either use one or two. It really does depend on what you want to do. They gave two, so I used two. Bent this one a little bit. That's still freaking hot. Bent it, tacked it in all the places. Cut this one up, short a little bit just to clear this guy, and then we went ahead and tacked it. Now this is pretty much done at this point. Next thing we're gonna do is we need to install these frame these frame brackets, and these are gonna slide onto the frame up here or something like that. So I need to measure. They said on their test vehicles it was 19.5 inches from this body mount back. I am a little scared that it's right where my rock slider is, but hopefully not. And if it is, I'll figure it out. Alright, so did run into a few issues so far with this guy. Let me show you guys what's going on. So like I said already, this is done. No need to worry about that. This, however, the link bracket down here, you can see I've tacked it. However, the rock slider was in the way. So I'm going to go ahead and I cut it, and I'm going to weld this guy up here, and then I'm going to make another reinforcement plate just to try and reinforce the guy as much as possible. On the other side, this is the other issue that I just noticed. Now, oh sorry, bear with me here. I did have to cut this guy as well, and I cut it into a V so it doesn't make a weak point. I'm still going to try and reinforce this a little bit more. I have to weld up here, weld around here. However, my parking brake no longer is going to work in this orientation, so I have to figure the parking brake situation out, as well as the link mount up here is going to be hitting this bracket, so this needs to get chopped off. And then I just realized as well, it's the link is going to be contacting this, so we're going to have to figure that out. And we don't really have to figure it out because we have this. Now this is the new diff bracket thing, but I do think it's gonna hit the rock slider, so we're gonna have to cut one of those sides and remount and weld. So that's pretty much gonna be it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's gonna be the same video. I'm gonna try to get all the brackets done in one video, but as of today, that's pretty much it. I need to go get some Sawzall blades now because my plasma cutter consumables ran out, so waiting for that to come in. But we're gonna go ahead, or not I'm gonna try and figure out some more of this stuff. I need to mount this last link bracket, so that's pretty simple. There's nothing much on that side, but I'm gonna go measure that up, 19.5 inches from the body mount, get that mounted up, and then figure out the transfer case situation. That way the actual links it won't interfere with anything. But till then, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright, so I am back from work. Continuation, I have looked at some of the instructions that Show Gear sent on the Tacoma, and this is what I have concurred, I guess you could say. So, did a little bit of work, took off the V-band, that's the muffler that was on the truck, and the turn down, took that off, and then I have this guy tacked. This is the passenger link mount, and then that is the driver's side link mount. So you can see how far that link mount actually goes up into the frame. So this is gonna have to come off, so I have to sawzall or cut this guy off. I'll probably just sawzall it off. I think that'd be the easiest way to do it. Same with the other side, and then I have to get the new flat transmission mount under there. So that's gonna have to happen. I'm probably gonna try to do that today. And then I'm looking over here at where that link mount is, and you can see where that field filter is. I'm not sure if that's gonna be an issue. I guess we'll find out. And then that brake bracket thing is gonna have to come off. So it does look like I'm gonna have to do a little bit of modification to the parking brake and whatnot. I still want to retain the parking brake, even though it doesn't work that well, but I'm gonna have to cut that mount off. So let's get to it. All right, so kind of lost track of time when I was doing this. The GoPro fell over when I was using the time lapse. You probably would have seen that, but I got the mounts cut off, and I have the new transmission diff protector skid plate cover thing. It's just mocked up. I took a measurement from my rock slider, made sure they're equal on both sides, and now I'm just gonna clean up the paint here so I can weld it. But that's pretty much how it's gonna sit. So now if you look at it, you can look at it from right on here. I'm not sure how that's going on in camera, but now the link will fit because this is coming up. It's flat right here, so the link will actually go down. And I'll show you guys the driver's side real quick. Man, I need to clean up this garage after this. This place is terrible. But yeah, here. So this is the driver's side. I already cleaned it up a little bit here, all around, so I can get some tack welds in here. I'm only gonna tack weld these in place, probably in some really good tacks though, because it's still going to be holding up the transmission. Then I can do my link mounts and make sure everything fits well. But yeah, so if you guys look in here, you can see where that upper link mount is. I have to move this cable, I have to cut that guy off, but now that mount's going to come straight through the top. So now we have a lot more clearance. You can see right there, the link mount's gonna clear. I'm gonna go ahead and get this tacked up, and then that's pretty much it for, I think, for this episode. That's pretty much all the work I'm gonna do. The next episode the next episode you guys are gonna see is gonna be the actual measuring of the links. We're gonna get the axle underneath the truck and start measuring out links. But for right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and tack these guys up, and then I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.